everyone, it's me, Maria, back with another video. So I had a discussion with my husband last night, and I'm having a very frustrating time here in this town looking for work. And I've been out of work for a very long time, and all my employment has been manipulated since leaving this particular employer 3 years ago. And so our concerns, my main concern, I don't think he really understands just how severe this issue is. But my concern is that, my job search has been manipulated, and many people are baiters out there. And I have to be very careful about applying for jobs. So I'm going to need some assistance from people who are higher up decision makers to put an end to this, because this is preventing me from moving on. I have already been in a very stagnant spot for a very long time. Now, what baiters do is they often put ads in papers, knowing that you're going to look, well, not papers, but websites or whatever, knowing that you're going to apply for the job. Now, if they do have the balls, the nerve to actually call you in for an interview, they have no intentions of hiring you. I went to a job interview in Palm Springs last summer, and I spent 6 hours on the road for absolutely nothing. This is psychological terror, and it's harassment. And it's basically harassment for what I believe are racial issues. This job search is unfair. By being blacklisted over issues that are illegal in the first place, the issues that keep being brought up are obviously my race, religious issues, because I'm being gang-stalked by people who have a very distorted view of Christianity, and also my marital status. These are all illegal issues, okay? And I'm being harassed and being held out of employment for these issues. And so by me being forced to take on an extra load, making all these phone calls, it's putting me outside of the job market. These jobs that are listed on ads are supposed to be available to everybody in the public. So by making me the other, making it so that I have to work harder than anybody or everybody else, this is another form, and it's fueling the fire of the discrimination issue. I didn't ask for this. I did everything right. I am very proud to say that I followed by the book. I did everything by the book after leaving that employer. And so basically what I'm saying is that this issue needs to be resolved by the employers that have participated in it. As far as my siblings in locations that they're in, I personally think that they should be held to the highest extent of the law. This is psychological harassment, and it should have never taken place. These issues, especially one that relates to my race. Now, when it comes to my relationship with my husband, yeah, I did lie about my race. And you know what? He and I are still together, and I love him very much, and I have no intentions of ever being with anyone else. Okay? But he is really the only person who has the right to punish me for this. Nobody else does. And to punish me for this is you're getting involved in my marital status, which is against the law. You are also discriminating against me because of my race. These are obviously no-brainers to anybody who is truly qualified to do their job. And so by making me, he is the only one who has the right to hold that against me by either divorcing me or whatever. That's his choice, okay? He chooses to be with me, and I'm very grateful because I think he is a wonderful person, and I enjoy his company. So he is the only one. No one else has the right. Now, by law, when you are 18 years old, you have the right to make those decisions, okay? My mother has no right to be involved in my employment issues. I am over the age of 18 years old, and my siblings are the last people that I would ever want having any control over my life. I want nothing to do with them, and I am severing all ties with my siblings. My intention is not to start a fight. I simply want to get back to work and aim towards my career goals. And I have already been in a period of stagnation. I mean, I was to take this camera into the other room and show you the stack of papers on the floor of all the places, the copies of resumes that I have sent out. You would be amazed, okay? I have hundreds of resumes, not just on printed form, but also on my flash drive that I have saved and sent out to employers on this job search that has been an absolute waste of my time because my employment has been manipulated for illegal reasons, okay? So, like I said, this is not the issue, is to not start a fight. I simply want to get back to work. It is my right as an American citizen to pursue my dreams. There are laws on the books to protect me from this sort of thing. And everything that that involves a situation, like I said, is illegal. And I'm tired of suffering the consequences for something I never did, okay? I protected the employer who severely harassed me, severely, okay? And so, and I don't think he deserves that courtesy. He really doesn't. Really, my true feeling, I'm not going to express, okay? But but the fact of the matter is, I handled it in a professional way. I left on a confidentiality contract, meaning I'm not supposed to disclose the information to the general public. The only people that I was allowed to discuss that with were immediate members of my family, okay? When this happened, I didn't even talk to my husband. I just went and got another job, okay? But all of this just got blown out of proportion, and I was immediately scapegoated. And people need to understand that when these issues happen, this was a racial issue, okay? It wasn't me playing the race card. It truly was a racial issue. And maybe it didn't mean to start off as a racial issue, but it certainly escalated to a racial issue. And at the time, I had no idea that my siblings may have been the ones who initiated this. All I know is that I was being mistreated by my boss and his wife and everyone else in the company, and it was all based on my race. So I had no idea. And even though I knew what was going on was absolutely crazy, and they were practicing discrimination out loud and proud for everyone to see it, I still did the right thing and kept the greater good in mind. By doing so, I suffered the consequences anyway. This is unfair. Okay, now, okay, it is not my responsibility to pick up the mess that has been made. It really isn't. The employers who were involved in, accusing me of being Muslim, doing all these different crazy things, and further discriminating, sending out emails, gossiping about me, it's their responsibility to clean it up, not mine, okay? My responsibility is to my husband, and he knows I'm black, so whatever, and it's nobody's business. Anything that relates to my marriage is nobody's business. Nobody's, okay? Trust me, I am a devoted wife, and I love him very much. That's really no one's business. That's between he and I, okay? It doesn't need to be discussed, okay? And if you're marveling at the fact that I'm married to a white man, and you're talking about it, you're holding it against me, that's discrimination. Think about it. So it's not my responsibility to clean up the mess that's made, okay? Blacklisting is illegal, okay? It's illegal, and anyone who participated in it needs to fix the situation, like I said. So my concern is, I would prefer to stay in this town. I don't want to sit here and have to uproot. I'm running out of money, okay? My unemployment benefits have run out. I don't have the money to uproot and go somewhere else. I don't have money for a truck or anything like that. So I would like to be able to find employment here long enough to save up to move on, okay? In the meantime, I need my reputation cleaned up, and it should be crystal clean. I mean, it should be clear, crystal clear. Because my reputation is good, okay? I'm a good worker. I make sure that I keep things confidential. I am a true professional, and I deserve to be treated with respect. Okay, so this has been a very exhausting job search, okay? And like I said, I was just recently placed in a position that I would have never wanted, would have never had a chance to excel in, because I don't have the enthusiasm for it. And not only is it a waste of money, it's a form of discrimination. I felt as though I was being harassed the minute I walked through the door. Okay, and it got really bad when I actually realized that I had been duped into receiving a customer service position. By me not wanting a customer service position is not saying that I'm too good for it. I'm simply not trained, nor do I have the ability or drive. The most important thing, I have no drive for that kind of work. It is not something that I have ever wanted to do. Like I said, I understand there's customer service in every aspect of the job. For example, if you are somebody who does receivables, okay, you have to communicate with the customer. You want to make sure issues are resolved. You're providing customer service. You're talking to them about their account. You're negotiating payment arrangements. This is a part of the job, okay? I understand that fully, okay? But am I a customer service person? No. Nobody has the right to negate my years of experience. I have 18 years of experience in what I do, and I'm a good non-certified accountant, and I deserve to be treated with respect. I deserve to have an accounting position. I deserve to have the job that I choose, okay? To choose somebody's job is demoralizing, it's demeaning, and it's discriminating, and it needs to stop. At this moment, I'm letting you know I want nothing to do with my siblings. I have no intentions of ever seeing them again. I'm cutting off all ties with them. This is a very serious issue. They have placed my life in jeopardy, and they have made it so that every community has made my life a game of sport. Okay? It is not. Okay? I have every right to live. I have every right to pursue my dreams, be married to whoever I want to. Okay? And I choose to be with him. That's who I want to be with. He's the only person I have ever met who's ever treated me with the respect that I deserve. Okay? And I appreciate him. He has never spoken to me in any condescending way. Now, of course, he and I have our arguments. We have our disagreements. We have our little grudges every once in a while. But you know what? That's our business. And I think that's pretty typical in all relationships. So, anyway, I don't really care if I ever see my siblings again. Period. And I don't want them having any control over my life. And what they have done is unforgivable, plain and simple. So, you know, I've been basically demoted years after established work history. And this is wrong, because every job that I've had since then has been one step lower. And now it doesn't make any sense. And each job that I have had since leaving that employer has been a very toxic environment. And I understand that this is a very small town. Okay, I'm fully aware of that. People are going to know me because I'm doing YouTube videos. Okay, and the gossip chain is already there. Okay, I go into employment agencies and I have people armed against me for no reason. Okay, so like I said, you know, I need assistance looking for work. It should not be my responsibility solely on me to look for a job. I can't do it. I can't pick through a bunch of fake advertisements, you know, and try to hope that maybe this one's not a baiter. You're putting me at a disadvantage, and it's not fair. It's not fair. So I need to get the decision makers to assist me in getting the ball rolling, because I'd like to see it into this. Every time I see a baiter, an ad that a baiter puts on there, it's racial discrimination. That's exactly how I'm taking it. If people are looking at the fact that I'm a black person who works in accounting, if they're looking at that as in amazement, then that just kind of goes to show you how many people in this town really are unaware of the achievements of black people. I mean, black people have been working in accounting for many years, okay? Even going back to my mother's day and age, okay? People have been in accounting for many years, okay? Not everybody had 4-year degrees back then. Matter of fact, a lot of people learned that skill in high school, okay? And my point is that nobody has the right to choose a job for me. And I don't want to be put in any toxic environment. I simply want to go to work and come home. And I have to develop some business relationships. That has to happen. But as far as me being able to ever have any other relationships, that's never going to happen, ever. I mean, I've always been hopeful to meet the right people, you know, and work and have friends and stuff like that. After being gang stalked, I can no longer trust anybody, which means no one can come in my house. I don't want anyone in my car. I can't take those chances anymore. I fully understand just how evil people can be, and I don't want to have any more contact outside of work, period. So, and you know, I have to develop, you know, a certain form of camaraderie with people, and you know, hi, bye, that sort of thing, but I cannot trust anybody anymore. And that's the danger of gang stalking, because it puts people out for all kinds of harassment. And also, the information that they know about me should have never been disclosed by employers in the first place. That's why we have personnel files. That's why we have locks on files. That's why we, you know, human resource professionals are trained to keep that information confidential. Well, there has been a major violation, and I'm tired of paying the price for it. So anyway, this is my update, my concerns. You know, employers who are involved, you know who you are. You know, it's your responsibility to fix it. It's your responsibility to get the message out that I'm an innocent person. I don't deserve to be treated the way that I have. I'm a victim of domestic stalking, and there are laws relating to employment that are to protect me, not to have employers participate in it. You know, as far as, you know, my husband's side of the family, I don't don't know them very well. I take it we got on the wrong foot, you know, but some of the things that they've said to me or the way I've been treated by them, you know, hey, you know what, walk off. I just want to walk away from these people in peace. I don't want anything to do with them either, at all. The only people that I have interest in having an established relationship with is, of course, my mother and my son. Anyone else, I really don't have time for. And it's unfortunate, but, you know, my sister took it upon herself to, you know, poison everyone that I ever known. So the sad part is, you know, these people really weren't my friends in the first place if it was that easy for them to turn on me. Unfortunately, I will cut them off, and really it's to my benefit, because I'm the kind of person, I'm a sincere person, and I really do seek out people who are strong and people who have integrity. And, you know, if they're sorry, then they need to help fix what they created, and they need to get out of my life. And that goes for my siblings. I don't ever want to see them or their spouses or their children again. I am no longer a part of the Gordon clan. Okay, so that wraps up my video, and hopefully I will be back with another one. I appreciate it. I'm talking to the mayor and a few other people who have decision-making powers, and I need to have this issue cleared up as soon as possible. I no longer have unemployment benefits, and I have tried several times to look for work to no avail. This is a very serious issue, and I sincerely pray that no one else in this town, or anywhere else, but especially this town, will never experience this sort of thing again. Take care. Bye-bye.